Hello there YouTube, I am Wheelchair21, and on today's rolling review we will be looking at the Mega Ulorder as promised. The last video we looked at was the Kamen Rider Ghost Deluxe Icon Driver G, which I honestly keep calling Ghost Driver G, just for some stupid reason. So like I said anyways, we're going to be talking about this Mega Ulorder that I got actually loose due to buying several things off of Yahoo Japan auctions. And the toy itself only really came with the actual Mega Ulorder itself, the Necrom icon, and the straps that go to the overall toy. Now, one cool thing about Necrom's icon is it's not a natural icon. It's pretty much a manufactured, actually like physically created icon. And honestly, I've always liked the design of the icon's eye itself, used for Necrom and the variations of Necrom that use similar colored ones. And the shade of green is really wonderful. It's a nice dark metallic green that I actually like, with a nice, I would say, lime and metallic glimmer underneath for its sticker, and a nice clear green overall. And it just really is a splendid design. Now, the one thing that's also cool about this icon is, since it doesn't have the ability to flip over, it actually has built-in sounds. And honestly, another cool thing is the goddamn beautiful sticker. So let's hear these sounds that we got.
Stand by.
Alright, stand by. Loading. And destroy.
Destroy.
Now, one thing I've already learnt about this actual icon is that the way it works and connects into the overall driver is pretty odd and weird, because you actually have to turn it on to activate standby and Henshin, then plug it in, and then it kind of just isn't programmed to cycle back to destroy to activate his Omega Drive, and it's kind of a nitpick scenario where we'll talk about a little bit further when we get into that part of the video. Here's the actual Mega Ulorder itself, which honestly, it's based on an eyedropper, but for the longest time, I thought it was like a projector, record player, or a digital printer due to how it's overall designed. However, as talking to a few other reviewers and people that know stuff about Japan, it's really just nothing more than a goddamn frickin' eyedropper. Now, I'm going to adjust the camera just a little bit so I can show how the process of the Henshin is done, and pretty much we'll almost be done with our overarching review. So now, once we put in our icon, there's going to be a nice LED light on the screen here, which will then somehow read through the actual toy. Now, it doesn't actually really scan or read, but it does some kind of weird, crazy activation. It's pretty cool, it's pretty neat. So let's get this thing going. We're going to hit this to start the standby. As one can see, it's already lighting up here on the top, and it's pretty cool.
Stand by. Yes, sir. Loading. Tengan, Nekurom, Mega Ulorder. Destroy. Dai Tengan, Nekurom, Omega Ulorder.
Now, as one saw, it is a little bit finicky, a little bit glitchy. You gotta time it right just to activate the overarching sounds between the Henshin to the actual Omega Drive. And it's kind of interesting, nonetheless, and I find it a little bit irritating. However, there is one interesting thing about the Necrom icon, and that is when it's used in conjunction with the dang Ghost Driver. So I'm going to grab that and show what sounds it makes when used with that driver. And here we have our Ghost Driver, which I'm now going to load with our actual Necrom icon. So, boom, open her up, lock her in place, and let's Henshin. Omega Drive. Now, the sounds are pretty cool, pretty different. Mostly, I would just say the Henshin is. But the drives are practically the same no matter what with the Ghost driver. Now, one cool, weird, and interesting fact is, earlier in the day, and a couple of days ago, no matter what I did when using the Necrom icon in the driver, I got Robin Hood. I don't know how I achieved it. I don't know how that glitch is really acquirable, but that is a weird possibility that one may stumble upon. And I just thought that was like the weirdest thing, and it's something that some people may encounter when using the two together. It's evaluation time, and for my final evaluation, the Mega Ulorder is a fun toy to play with and mess around with, but I wouldn't necessarily say go out and get it. Now, a lot of people want to get it, mostly due to the fact that a lot of people's favorite character in Kamen Rider Ghost is Alon, actual Necrom himself, due to having sort of a very complex character. Now, I wouldn't say it's too freaking complex, but it is a pretty interesting story, nevertheless, about him, how he grew up, who he really is, and all the crazy things that, you know, he comes to learn as an individual, since he's not necessarily really human, per se. But, honestly, for myself, there's only a few things I actually like about Ghost, and Necrom wasn't one of them entirely, mostly due to the fact that I just wasn't too much of a fan of his suit, and I just, by that point, was already so uninterested with the show, I barely kept up to date with it. Like, I know what happens, I just don't care to finish it. That's how bad it was. Like, I just kind of dropped the ball somewhere in, like, episode 25, I think. Like, I'm still behind. But one thing I do like is the overall icon, rather than the overall toy, just due to that fact that it is a little bit buggy, it is a little bit glitched, it's all about timing, it's all about syncing, and it's too mandated to follow the actual order it needs just to get its signature sounds over and over again. I mean, a lot of toys do need to have the ways to activate it reset, but this one is just a few too many extra steps just to get the outcome. So, honestly, it's really not that great when it's the overall conception, creation, construction, I would say, of the toy itself. However, it's kind of the double-edged sword, like I said, about the character, due to the fact that this became one of the more expensive items to get on the aftermarket. So, it's a give and take. Personally, not really my favorite, but a lot more people like it than I do. Nevertheless, one could have gotten it at several stores, and is now forced to pay extra fees on secondary, sources, eBay, Yahoo Japan auctions, other sellers, etc., and so forth. So, if you missed out on this, you're probably regretting it now. Anyways, I'm Wheelchair21. You can find this video here on my YouTube channel, over on HeroClub.com and HeroTaku.com, as well as one can follow me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, and Instagram. Anyways, I'll see you all next time with some deluxe icon greatness.